Hello students, welcome to a video lecture on web technology and its applications. This is the course outcomes. Let us continue with the array object in this particular lecture. So in last class we have seen how to create the array object by using two of the ways. One is by using constructor with the new keyword, or else by using the square bracket similar to the C syntax. So once we create the array object or array inside JavaScript, we can access them by using the script by using the indices here, like greetings of 0, right? You can display it inside the alert message. You can use it inside a for loop, right? So there is one property that is associated with the array that we can observe here is length property, which is built-in one used to determine the length of the particular array. So this will be in loop till the end of that array, right? So length is one of the property associated with that. So what this particular part of the code snippet does is it is displaying all the array elements inside the greetings array onto the screen, right, in the alert dialog box. So greeting variable is having the indexes by default starting from 0 to 2, and these are the messages values stored inside them. How to modify an array? So we have a push function, push method available as a built-in method with the array object. So you can call it by associating it with the object name and the dot operator as greetings dot push. This will insert an element at the end of the array. Similarly, you also have pop method, which is used to remove an item from the end of an array, right? And then you also have additional methods available associated with the array object. Those are concat. You can combine two arrays by using the concat function. You also have slice. You can take a part of the array outside and store it into a new array by using a slice function. Join is also there. Reverse function, which is used to store the values of arrays in a reverse order. You also have shift. Shift is when we are inserting elements into an array or deleting elements from an array, either we can do it from left side or right side of the array, either from the beginning side or from the ending side of the array. So when we are working with push and pop, it is applied to the right side of the array, that is from the ending side of the array. Either we are pushing the elements or we are removing the elements. The reverse operation, that is the same kind of operations on the beginning of the array, can be done by using shift and unshift operations. That is, you can insert the elements and remove the elements from the left side of the array by using the shift and unshift functions respectively. And sort function, that you know, it is used to sort the elements of the array alphabetically. Then you have some of the examples available. If you don't have in the current textbook, you can just refer the previous year textbook. That is, if you don't have in this year's textbook that is prescribed for you, you can just refer the previous year's Robert Sebesta textbook for getting the more examples on this. Then we have another object. So far we have seen the array object. Another built-in class and object available inside the JavaScript is math class. So as the name says, it is used to make the mathematical operations. It contains the different methods such as max, min, pow, square root, exp, and trigonometric functions such as sine, cos, and arctan. So tan, you have tan h, everything available inside the math object. So the names itself tell you about what these do. Also, you also have some of the constants defined, that is inside the properties, like some of them you are able to see here. Phi is one of the constant defined inside the math object, whose value is 3.1415 dash dash dash. That is the pi value, right? So if you want to make use of that value anywhere, you can just use mat.pi as a constant. Similarly, the way to use the function built-in functions or built-in methods of the JavaScript object you have already studied. Say for example, if you want to find out the square root of certain number, the way to call is mat dot square root of that number you have to pass. The output is 2. Similarly, you also have a random function which is used to generate a number between 0 and 1. You have not passed any value. If we are passing any value, it is generating a random number between that range. If you pass only one value, it is that is one of the biggest flexibility of JavaScript. This can be called without the parameter. Then it is generating a random number between 0 and 1, and it will be a floating point, isn't it? Because by default all the numbers in JavaScript are floating point, having floating point precision. Unlike C, in C we get the integer, right? If we say a certain number, we directly use it is treated as a integer, whereas in JavaScript it is treated as a floating point by default, right? So it is returning a floating point number. If you want to return an integer value, you have to explicitly specify it by means of type converting or some other way, right? So what I was telling is this random is one function which can be called without parameter. With parameter also, like if I say 5 value is passed here, it will generate the random numbers between 0 and 5. From beginning will be constant all the time. Between 0 and 5 it will generate. If I pass 2 values, it is the range from where to where the random numbers have to be generated. So that is the flexibility we are getting in JavaScript as well as Perl language. The next object, built-in object we have in the JavaScript is a string object or a string class, which is even used just now, like while explaining how to create a new object. So by means of a constructor usage, you can use a new keyword. String is the name of the class, right? And you can just pass the value. This will be assigned to the string, or else if you do not pass, later you have to do it like this also. So this is a shortcut constructor similar to the way we done the creation of the array object. So you also have a provision to obtain the length of the string by using the length property like this. It has one more built-in function as concat. So this will concatenate this particular string to the existing string. So initially it was created with the value good being stored inside that. Then we have concatenated morning to this. Otherwise you can make use of operator also, plus operator for concatenation purpose. Then this will be converted into good morning. So if you want to make use of find the character at a particular position, you can use char at, right? So char at is one of the built-in method available to this. An integer index has to be passed, like say for good morning, if I say char at that is greet.char at 1, then it will return O, isn't it? Similarly, if you want to know the index of any particular character within a string, like if you want to know what is the position of D inside good in that string, in the greet string, then what you can do is index of D. The character is passed as, that is doing a reverse task of char at. In char at we are passing the index as an integer and knowing what is the char at that particular position, whereas here in index of we are passing the position of position in terms of integer, and it is returning a character at that particular location, right? So it is also allowing you to split a string into an array by using a split function. You can apply searching by using a search function. You can just match whether the two strings are same or not by using the match method. These are the examples of string. Like you can just observe, it is also having a length property. So the length will be stored with how much value? 5. Starts with 5 or 0, right? So you have a char at, index of we have seen, substring is passing 2 numbers for this particular function. Then you can just extract that part of the string from the original string and store it in the variable to which the function is assigned. You also have a provision to convert the string to lowercase and uppercase as the name says, right? So this is all about few of the built-in classes of JavaScript.